Ah! Anyways, as we climb the path surrounded by trees and oh, Jesus! And undergrowth, I watched Lily and Hanako walking ahead. Oh my god, I need to keep sneezing. Ah! Santo Dios mío, gracias. As we climb, okay, Lily and Hanako ahead. The slight breeze is all but whisked away from Lily's cane, gently tapping on the ground. I noticed that Lily since removed the band-aid now, and the bleeding of her finger has stopped. A deep, long-feeling breath of fresh country air makes me wish all the harder that the air around home have been quite so clean. Oh my god, do I have boogers now? That'd be disgusting. It could have been even half a mile, but I'm already working up a sweat. It isn't pleasant, cool. It isn't a cool, pleasant day though, so it shouldn't be too hard on myself for it. Hey Lily, how well do you know this town, anyways? Since I spent quite a few of my vacations here, I entered Yamaku. I'd say I know it fairly well. We used to drive there once a weekend then. So, okay. How I wish Akira was here to drive us now. I quickly took a moment to rub my hands a couple times, staving off an oddly cold feeling in them. Did you like it up here? I say it was nicer in winter. Oh, here you go. My god, can I stop sneezing? Thank you. I say it was nicer in the winter, but as you can work out, summers get a little too hot for comfort. It's nice and quiet at least. My family's real house is quite far south. When they left Japan, my parents gave it to Akira and I. Only Akira lives there now after my moving into Yamaku. Well, quite suddenly describes this place. Though lonely is how I put it. Other than the prophecy at small town, there isn't another soul for miles around. Coming from a home nestled deep when the big city is certainly different. And I keep sneezing and I'm angry. I don't want to sneeze no more. I want to just read. Fuck. I think that if not to come to Yamaku, I staying out in a country like this would be too much of a change to get used to. Oh my god. Oh my god. After getting accustomed to school isolation though, the idea of living in a place such as this has become almost inviting. To be somewhere away from the hustle and bustle of the metropolitan centers. So Hisao, have you been to Hokkaido before? Nah, I used to live down south and we never had any field trips on holidays or holidays up to this far. Well, it's a new experience for you then. Yeah, it is. I'm surprised at how nice it feels here. How about you, Hanako? Fuck. There it is. Fuck. Sneezotopia, I'm sorry. She shakes her head from side to side. It's my first time too. As we continue walking, I begin to feel pins and needles in my legs. It's a little disorienting given there's no reason for it to be happening. Could you two hold on for a moment? I just need to... Is anything wrong? Nah, I just got pins and needles in. My vocal cords suddenly become taut as my chest tightened instantaneously. I quickly pull my upper arm over, trying to quell the shot of pain spreading through my entire body. Hisao! Lily's face is only mildly concerned, not knowing the site of which Hanako recoiling from. I'm fine, just tired. I'm removing my arm from my chest and forcing myself to begin walking again. It's just a minor heart flutter, so I'll pass like others. It only takes a couple steps before my body violently revolts against me. My legs suddenly begin to give away underneath me, and all the tension in my knees seem to evaporate. What? Before I can react, they suddenly get away under my weight, leaving me only just enough time to brace myself and fall onto all fours. Ah, damn. As I look up to realize her face, as I looked up to her, I realized my face is still taut in pain. I only added much more to her warning. Hisao, Hanako, tell me what's going on. Hanako, tell me. Hanako quickly moves to my side, slowly, almost panics. Having little clue to exactly how bad the condition I'm in, while she stands there petrified, I lower my face and take a deep breath. I come to the realization that makes me endlessly irritated with my stupid self. With all the excitement of my new surroundings, I entirely neglected to take my medications last night or even this morning. Taking another breath, the acute pain in my chest began to die down as I suddenly it had arrived. Thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. As it does, I become acutely aware of my sweat by now pouring off my face and the two scared girls around me. Hasao! I'm fine, Lily, I'm fine. I screw up my brow in an effort to lower myself. Hanako's arms quickly moving to catch me if I fall as I stumbled a bit before regaining my balance. Oh, Hanako's awesome. I look to Lily and Hanako worrying written of both of their faces. I feel awful, utterly awful. I think we should go back. Realizing the futility of protesting, I look away in frustration. Fine. I'm fucking stupid. Why would I not take my pills and my medication? Alright, just having too much of a good time. Too much of a good thing. I open my eyes groggily, completely bereft of energy. For a while, I simply lie down lifelessly, staring at the ceiling as I review the events of the morning in an attempt to organize my thoughts. We went to walk to town. My heart nearly gave away. We came back. I took my pills. I slept. I can only remember each period of time as a snapshot. But the timeline is clear enough that the memory of the girls' faces as I chose to stand in an unpleasant one, stinging my feelings harshly. If I look to the ceiling hard enough, I can imagine the tiles etch small dimples of the ceiling in the hospital. The fact alone is enough to make me sit up and try to pull myself together. I scratch the back of my disheveled hair, glancing around the room. Lily and Hanako are nowhere to be seen, and the television is turned off. The clock above says it's pretty late in the afternoon. Noticing the red-lit sky outside, and the window confirms it's further. I turn and pick myself off the futon, swaying slightly as I put my arms for balance. I suppose I better go look for the girls to see if they're alright. So I look in the window. I faintly see something in the distance. Straining my eyes, I can just make out the shape of the person's figure. Her long blonde hair, swaying in the faint breeze, makes her almost seem to melt into the bright yellow of the wheat field. Without a second thought, I leave the road to follow the lone apparition. This place is nice. The brightness of the setting sun assaults the freshly woken eyes, forcing me to avert them until they adjust. The long yellow strands of wheat brush against my legs as I wade through them, the densely grown field making it hard to advance. Regardless, my eyes stay fixed ahead, true to that solitary figure. Within minutes, I reach her, meters behind her, turn back. Lily? She simply nods. Where's Nako? She's in bed. She went to sleep after I calmed her down. I need a little water. A little agua. H2O, yo. Good stuff. She said it matter-of-factly, as a few words as possible, as if saying any more was strictly forbidden. Forbidden. There you go. There's something different about her. Her normally confident figure seems oddly fragile, her body offering no resistance to the breeze blowing her skirt. The strand of wheat sway from side to side while deafening passes, the only sound being their rustling. As we stand in the field alone, I know what I have to ask. What's wrong, Lily? You're not acting like you usually do. Remember when I talked of my family, Hisao? Your family? I looked downwards and thought of sifting through my scattered memories. The event seemed to lead ready up to hand when I searched for it, rising to the surface as soon as it was recalled. After Hanako's birthday party? She gets a simple nod. It was nice back then. You and I celebrating with Hanako, simply sharing presents, talking, having fun together. It was almost as if we were family. One small mishap family. I thought that could just go on forever, just the three of us happily together. She takes a long breath, a slight shakiness. It's just barely audible though, the moving air. Even if my family was far away, as long as we were together, that's all I needed, and I don't want to lose you, Hasao. I didn't even realize how afraid I was of losing until today. I'm sorry, lady. I know my body's weak, but even then, I can make the stupidest mistakes. Don't apologize. Please don't apologize. Lily? She turns to face me, her pale cheeks stained with tears. One misguided step after another, she stumbles towards me, and her arms held out in search of so much of a faint brush against me. My heart doesn't race nor pound as I step towards Lily, gently taking a steady her in my arms as she coolly clutches to me sobbing. With her face trembling against my shoulder, the next words from her mouth are the last I expected. I love you, Hisao. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Don't go away, I beg you. Never go away. I love you, so please. So that's why she's been acting late. The tender voice when I call her thoughtless concern of the slightest pain I might feel. After having been left in Japan without her family, and with only Akira, Hanako, and I around, she was afraid of losing yet another person who was close to her. She was genuinely worried for me. It was a strange feeling. A mix of surprise and sorrow, yet also the deepest gratitude I think I ever felt. The only reaction I can muster among conflicting emotions is a calm sigh. You idiot. Hisao? For a fleeting moment, I feel her body become still. Only movement they felt is the calm afternoon breeze. I said it before I didn't. It's only natural to feel concerned about those around you. I'm still here. I'll always be here because I want to see you more each day, to share your happiness, to support you in your sadness. But most of all, I'm still here because I want to see you smile, your true smile. A single gust of wind rustles the long strands of wheat. A second silence passes. Smile when you want to smile. Cry when she wants to cry. I love you, Lilly, so you don't have to hold back anymore. With that, her arms clutch my back as tightly as she can, her face buried beside mine. Her tears fall down on my back and she cries unrestrainedly as the last of her resistance melts away. Hisao! 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 I close my eye and bring my head down to her shoulder, holding her shaking frame tightly. It's okay, Lilly. I'll never go away. I promise. We slowly walk back to the house, holding each other tightly as we take a seat inside. Lilly leans her head onto my shoulder as I put my arms around her waist. Neither has anyone to break the silence. Wait, let me make sure that I read that right. Neither has anyone to break the silence. There you go. With her eyes shut, it's hard to work out whether she's fallen asleep. Not that I mind the warmth of her body leaning against me, the softness of her hand delicately held in mine. For a long time, we sit leaning against one another, sharing our warmth and feelings that night eventually begins to settle in. I burp. Lilly's gentle, soft voice ends the silence. Thank you, Hisao. Thank you for returning my feelings. Did you think I wouldn't? There was the possibility. I take a deep breath and thought that much was only my fault. It's funny, actually. I was thinking of telling you about my feelings sometime soon. I guess in that way you save me the effort. She raises her head a little and gives a tiny amused giggle. I smile at how earnest it is, so girlish in its lightness. She caressed herself soon afterwards, her hair resting against my shoulder. Feeling a bit better? She gives me a small nod. You're thoughtful, Hisao. That's why I like you. I'm sorry I'm like this. As much as I didn't want you to I want you concerned for me, I couldn't do anything to prevent it. Don't apologize for that. Please don't. Lilly? Have I ever apologized for my blindness even once? You can't help the way you were born, Hisao. There's no point in apologizing for who you are. She says this with surprising conviction. In the end, it was perhaps this mentality which spurred her to befriend me in such a short time in addition to her motherly instincts. She did seem to become trusting very quickly, but I never questioned why. Now it seems obvious that she did so to help me as I went through one of the lowest points of my life. I moved to response, but I cut myself off as I feel her fingers run gently through my hair. I feel their soft, delicate touch moving downwards and towards my contours of my face. Her palm is finally settling on my cheek. You're a beautiful person, Hisao. Please don't ever apologize for that. For a moment, I only speechless. I slowly bent my head down, placing a tender kiss on her light, voluminous hair. We're a couple of right old fools, aren't we? We are. After a long calm, she speaks again. Hisao? Yes? I wouldn't mind if you... I feel her hand teasing under mine, trembling slightly. My mouth opens but tries to smile. I can't formulate a response to her proposition. Lilly? Before I can say another word, she slipped her hand under from mine and gently holds the side of my face once more. Please. I get a piece of mind holding her hand against my cheek as I nod a single time. Okay. As I look into her eyes, she leans forward to me. Her delicate lips touch mine and she guides herself with her hand. She breaks off not a second later, faintly smiling. I love you, Hisao. We kiss again, this time with both of us meeting the other. While the previous kiss was one of love, this one was lust. Our tongues are meeting and breathing heavily. After precious seconds, we part both our faces will truly flush. Both of us bring our fingers to our lips in unison, recalling that fleeting feeling, rapidly becoming buried both on our urges and bashfulness. Lilly's the first to shift uncomfortably, though. What is it? Should we get more comfortable? Okay. Now that she mentions this futon will be a bit narrow to do much on, considering that thoughts rolling through both of my eyes. No small wonder one of us has any measure of foresight left. I take her hands and guide her sideways as I move, the brief awkward dance ending with us tenderly sitting on the floor opposite to each other. As I reach forward to put her top up, she stops after she moves her hand to do the same. You're shaking. I pause for a moment and look at my hands. Sure enough, they're quivering slightly. Whether it's nervousness or excitement, I'm not sure. Oh, I guess I am. So you're nervous as I am then? I withdraw my hands inside, steadying myself. We have plenty of time, so there's no need to rush this. Sorry, it's my first time, so I'm a bit... She giggles shakily, all confirming that it's really deducted by now. It's the same for me. I'm happy we could share this together. I match her smile twofold, leaning forward and taking her body in my arms as she reaches to hug me back. I love you, Lilly. You already said that. I can't help gritting. Even in such situations, she still has her wits about her. Breaking our base, we decide to take off our clothing. While it's easier this way, I don't doubt it's just intent to distract ourselves from our nerves. With slightly stiff hands, I begin to slide my first button off my shirt. Once we remove our last clothes, which end up has me pop behind us, my breath is taken by the side in front of me. What the fuck? What? Was that squids? I don't... What? After being woken by sound, I open my eyes with a measure of reluctance. Turning my head to the left, I find the rain outside sweeps against the window loudly. Spray after windblown spray lashes against the glass as if it was trying its hardest to make up for the summer's previous heat. I sit up in the futon, holding back of my neck and trying to subdue the pain from my awkward sleeping position. By all accounts, I should have been lamenting the turn on the weather. Given that this is our last day here, the events of yesterday refuse to stop floating my mind up. The feeling of holding Lily's crying body in my arms, the rush of lust and hormones that flow through us as we spend the night together, it seemed like almost futile to try to rationalize everything that happened. In an attempt to distract myself, I groan and lean over to retrieve my back without standing. Oh, by the way, that image of like squids could probably been what I put, because I put myself here when I'm recording to take away the adult content, because probably we would have seen Lilly naked, but YouTube doesn't allow it. Sorry, you pervs. In an attempt to distract myself, I groan and lean over to retrieve my bag without standing. Pulling out a bottle after bottle, I take my daily regimen worth of pills for their containers and swallow them without any further ado. It took a short amount of time to get used to swallowing pills without water. That said, I suppose the same thing goes for getting used to living in school for disabled students. Remembering Yamago, I become all the more grateful for having the chance to get away, even if it's just for the shortest times. I appreciate the chance to spend time alone with Lilly and go away from the bustle school life. Even considering the latest complications. I never thought I'd say this, but the idea of living away from the city in a nice, tranquil area is an inviting one. Even it's a thought that barely a year ago would have seemed simply ludicrous. Ha! A flash of pink, no doubt, Hanako style, peeks around the corner and realizing I must look a sight since I just only woke up. I slap the remaining pills into my mouth and run a hand through my hair. Good morning, Sao. I replied to her, completely forgetting that I am in the middle of swallowing a particularly large pill, coughing and spluttering, a violent gag on it. Ah, Sao! After spluttering loud and tapping my chest a couple times, I forced it down and managed to recover. I'm fine. I forgot I was swallowing. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I hold my hand, gesturing for Hanako to stop. I got it. It's my fault. Morning, Hanako. She pauses a moment before bowing in reply. Holy sexy lady. Walking, nose staring in behind Hanako, and familiar figure of Lilly dressed in her pajamas with her eyes full of sleep and hair bedraggled. She's a sight to behold. Hi, Lilly. Good morning, Hasao. For a while, a silence hangs in the air and neither of us know what to do. Given to what happened last night, we both have more than enough reason to be finding the situation awkward. Just how we are meant to react to meeting each other after something like that. The best course of action is probably to talk to Lilly alone, to set things in order. I'll start making breakfast. Lilly eventually catches on my train of thought. I'll help, Hanako. Can you set the table? Shits. She nods her head, disappearing into a cupboard as she quickly goes about her assigned tasks. I rub a little more sleep out of my eyes as I wander off to the fridge to take out some milk, and Lilly grabs very bright colored boxes for some of the lower cupboards to my side. While we make the rather bland looking meal, I whisper somewhat more quietly than usual, knowing Lily's hearing. She won't have any trouble catching what I say. Are you okay, Lilly? After last night? She gives a delicate nod, her expression weak. Though her tiredness surely plays a part, she seems genuinely unsure of what's happened between us and how to move ahead. I can't say I blame her, considering the feelings are the same. I'm sorry, Star. I wasn't thinking straight yesterday. I never stopped to consider you or Hanako, and I even went as far as... She's winding herself up with her hands to voice both tiny. I give her a gentle bump and try to align the situation. You don't have to apologize. I said I liked you as well, after all. But as her composure begins to falter, I become obvious that there's no alternative. Tentatively, I gently embrace her tall frame. She offers no resistance at all, thankfully pulling back just from the edge of her emotions. Despite her reassuring embrace lasting only a matter of seconds, I notice Hanako worthily watching. The plate in her hand hovers inches above the table. Her actions halted midway by the sight. The clatter of utensils against the plates is the only sound to be heard while we silently eat. Whereas before only two of us may have been unsure of ourselves, the entire situation has changed. After weeks of blissful friendship, whirling away the days, we share meals and chatter while with little meaning the relationship of Lilly and I, not that all of us has irreversibly changed. I can't take this. Lilly. She suddenly nods, gently laying her spoon onto the plate in front of her. Neither of us know exactly how we regard each other, let alone how Hanako views us. This might seem abrupt, but I confess to Hos. This might be abrupt, but I confess to Hasao. For a moment, Hanako looks almost confused, precise to the reaction I thought she would have. She eventually nods, her spoon still in her mouth, and she does. Did you accept? I did. She gives a smile so large and so earnest I find myself blushing, and it's the brightest I ever seen her expression look. Then I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm sorry for not telling you anything about it before. Things have been... Hanako shakes her head from side to side empathetically, apparently forgetting her rush that Lilly couldn't possibly notice. She begins fiddling with her fingers, looking a little more nervous than she did before. Oh, my nose. It's just so much. It's because I've been sneezing. I got boogies. I'm sorry. I'm a gross mess. I'm kidding. To be honest, I began to think that you might like each other a while ago. At first, I didn't really know what to think about it, but I decided that in the end, if my friends are happy, then I'm happy. I was really glad to see another friend when we met Hasao, so you finding love through him is even better, right? A feeling of release at her acceptance that our relationship flows over like a wave. The same happens to Lilly, judging by her expression. Thank you, Hanako. I really appreciate you being so understanding. Lilly's voice still sounds slightly apologetic, or at least unsure. This doesn't escape Hanako, who appears lost in thought for a few moments before turning to me. Hasao, do you mind if me and Lilly go outside for a bit? Oh no, feel free. Hanako? You guys are going outside on your PJs, you sexy ladies. Hanako gets up from her seat, taking Lilly's hand and almost dragging her from the table in her excitement. Considering Lilly's typically slow at a steady pace, Hanako hastes to make her footing awkward and she almost loses her balance a couple times. It's a pretty amusing sight, leaving me wordless as I watch them disappear out of the door. It's only now that I realize the rain stopped being replaced by sky seemingly all the more vivid and bright to make up for the morning drab gray expanse. For Hanako, this must be a pretty big revelation. Lilly and I are really the only people she associates with, almost as we were parents in her own stead. I suppose that might be best way to describe the relationship we share. A father, a mother, and a daughter, all playing around in a little make-believe family as if it could last forever. It might be a strange dynamic and one that suddenly can't last long, but maybe just for this small moment, it's okay. As I stand from the table and I go to join Lilly and I go in the fields outside, I nod myself in affirmation. This one small moment of happiness, no matter how brief, will last with me, with all of us, forever. Submerged deep in hot water, I let a drawn-out sigh escape my lips. The feeling of seemingly every muscle in my body relaxing is euphoric. I have no idea how long it's been since I had genuinely a hot bath, but right now I can hardly be bothered trying to remember. Maybe I'm giving the simple fact that for once I get to have a real bath more credit than it's due. The chance to just calm down and allow myself to unwind and have some time to myself is a welcome one. Hanako and Lilly and I wander about outside, exploring the extent of the surprisingly large tract lands around the house. Then we spend the majority of the afternoon resting, watching television, reading, and playing cards. It might not have been the most exciting finale to the trip, but such tranquil peacefulness is something to savor. Even after we return to school tomorrow, I think I'll remember this little house in Hokkaido for a long time. It's a pity we only have a couple more hours to spend here before going to get the train back. All I can do is yawn contentedly while I watch the steam slowly rising from the clear water placid surface, my eyes eventually locking onto the ceiling. Our exams are imminent. I barely study for all of them. On top of that, I don't know what I'll do after graduation. Passing exam is all went and good, but what to do, or to what end? Also, now all times I'm getting into a relationship. What the hell am I doing? I guess I shouldn't think like that. But it's done is done. Maybe I could be viewed as another aspect of my new life that I'm working on. I'm enjoying being with Lilly, and there's more to life than school and a career after all. I am busily attempting to rationalize all that's happening. I heard in a series of raps on the door. I pick myself up and sit upright, trying to figure out the source. 3 or more, or no less, light yet asserted on the tab and timely regularly enough is to tune a metronome. I extremely surprised if it wasn't Lilly. May I come in? Yeah, it's Lilly. I'm still in bath. I'll be out in a second. I know. The voice coming from the other side of the door freezes me. After a second thought, I rest the side of the bath and let my arms dangle over the side. Despite trying my best to play it off, I can't help but letting my mind wander. Sure, come in. With that, she opens the door slowly, walking into the room, closing it behind her. She looks oddly calm, counting my racing heart. Hey, Lilly. Do you mind if I take a bath? What? Oh, no, I skipped it. What? No, go back. Do you mind if I take a bath with you? I don't mind. Go ahead. With a small nod, she begins to lift her sweater off her shoulders, burying her chest little by little. I could do that for you if you like. I refuse. Why? Her face shows that she's still not overly comfortable letting me attend to her. I can't say I blame her. She continues undressing. Her shirt and skirt falling to the floor, leaving her in her lace bra and panties. Eventually, she stands bare in the center of the room. And I'm assuming that this is how we cover the filters, by putting random shrimps. What the fuck was that? Oh my god, food is so sexy. Did you see the shrimp on Lilly? Holy fuck. She got nice shrimps. After a chaotic... Let me see if... Did I fuck up by doing that? This is a shrimp. Let me see. Shrimp. Okay. Okay. I don't know why we have shrimp. This is what it shows instead of the porn. We would have seen Lilly naked. Just so you guys are aware. But YouTube. After a chaotic dash into the station and finding our seats in the other side of the deserted carriage, we probably crashed looking at the time closing to midnight. It's a little surprised that a few take this particular train. Hanako is fast asleep on Lilly's shoulder, and I can only barely muster the energy to stay awake. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you guys really enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. It shows your support. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this, then subscribe so you never miss a video. Woo!